Hey Unans, welcome back. Today we're going to be going through exercise 1F, which is on percentages and money, and it's on page 33 of your textbook. Alright, we'll be going through three main things today. We'll be going through conversion between percentages, decimals, and fractions. We're going through percentage of a number, trying to calculate the percentage of a number. And we're going through the unitary method again, but we're using percentages for this one. Alright, so number to percentage. So for number to percentage, all we have to do is multiply by 100. That's it. So percentage actually means, well, we know it means out of 100, right? Out of 100. If I have something like 0.4, let's say this is an example. If I have something like 0.56, all I have to do is times it by 100, times by 100. Now to times this by 100, I move the decimal. So how many zeros do I have? I have 2, right? So I move the decimal place right twice. So it's 1, 2. So I go 1, 2. So I write 45.6. So my so this actually, as a percentage, is 45.6%. That's it. So let's go through one more example. So let's say I have actually let's go 2.65. 2.65, if I'm timesing by 100, same thing, how many zeros do I have? 2, so 1, 2. I move the decimal place 1, 2 times, so I write 265 point. Now, do I need to write the point? No. So I write 265, and I chuck a percentage on the end. That's it, 265%. So 2.65 is the same as 265%, and 0.456 is the same as 45.6%. So that's how we calculate our number, a number to percentages. Up next, if we're going from percentage to fraction, is the opposite. We actually divide by 100. Divide by 100. So let's say if I have 45, let's say 45 point, let's just go with 45. 45%, if I'm trying to convert that into a fraction, I actually get rid of percentage and I divide it by 100. So 45 divided by 100, I can write it as 45 over 100, and that's a fraction. Now, it's actually not our most simplified form of the fraction. Let's say we're trying to go to a decimal, right? Change this into a decimal. If I try to change the decimal, I will just write, now because it's hundreds, right? It's hundreds, so I write 0.45. That's it. But if I'm trying to change it as a fraction, I need to simplify it. So I think to myself, what goes into both 45 and 100? Well, 5, sorry. So 45 divided by 5 over 100 divided by 5. And I get 45 divided by 5 is 9. Over 100 divided by 5 is 20, and bam, that's my final fraction. So if I wanted to change 45% into a decimal, then I would go to 0.45. If I want to change into a fraction, I'll go to 9 over 20. Let's do one more example for that. Let's say my example, so that was an example. My example is 133%. 133%. I can say, so I need to divide it by 100, so that's my original step, right? So divided by 100, 133 divided by 100, that's my fraction. Fraction. If I want to change to a decimal, I divide it by 100, and I actually get 1.33. And that is my decimal. Oops. There we go. And that's all we need to do for our percentages of fraction or decimal. Let's move on to percentage of a number. Now this one gets a little bit more difficult. So let's say I have a product and it's, let's say my product, I got a t-shirt here. It's an amazing drawing. Let's say this product is $45. Let's say it's $45, right? Now the store, there's a sign outside and it says, oops. The sign outside says 20% off everything. 20% of everything. You're trying to calculate how much 20% off a $45 shirt is, right? So let's say 20% of $45. So right, 20% of $45. Now, remember, our of here is the same as multiplying. We learned this last video, right? So same as multiplying. So it's the same as if I wrote 20% times 45. Now, 20% times 45, it's quite difficult to do off the top of your head. So let's change 20% into a fraction. Let's change it into a fraction. So I get 20 divided by 100, right? So 20 divided by 100 times 45. Now, 20 over 100, we can actually simplify that, make our life easier, right? So 20 over 100, I'm just going to copy this over there. 20 over 100 times 45. Okay, now let's simplify it. What goes into both 20 and 100? Well, 20, right? So I get 20 divided by 20 over 100 divided by 20 times 45. So I get 20 divided by 20 is 1 over 100 divided by 20 is 5 times by 45. And that, actually 1 over 5 times by 45 is the same as, would you agree, is the same as 45 over 1, right? So let's write 45 over 1. I do my cancelling, so I divide by 5, it gives me 1, divided by 5 gives me 9. So I end up with 9 over 1, which is the same as 9. So 20% of $45 is actually $9. That's how we calculate it. Now, if I said, how much do I have to pay for it now? Well, I say $45. Take away the $9 discount, right? So this is my original price. Original. And this is my discount. And that gives me $36. And that's how much my my shirt now costs. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's quite frantic. I went through it quite quickly. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, lastly is our unitary method. So this is typically saying something like, if I had, let's say, for example, let's say I had 3% of something, of an amount, is $36. Let's say that. All right, it's $36. I need to find 100%. So we actually use our ratios. We can use our ratios, right? So 3% is $36, right? So I need to get to 100%. Now I can't just add 97%. That's going to be really annoying. I need to somehow get to 100%, but I can't go straight to 100. I can actually go down to 1% and then go up to 100%. So to get from 3 to 1, I divide by 3. And then get from 1 to 100, I times by 100. That's it. So let's do the same thing on this side. We divide by 3, and then times by 100. 36 divided by 3 gives me 12. So I write 12 there. Now I need to multiply by 100, which gives me 1,200. And that's it. My total amount, 100%. Or original amount is $1,200. And that's it. That's how we use our unitary method to calculate it. If you wanted to do a different way, you can try and calculate. You can, instead of dividing by 3, you can times it by. So if I say 3%, and I want to go to so it's 30%, and I want to go to 100. It's the same as divide by 100. Divide by 3, sorry, times by 100, right? So I can actually times by that. So I get, instead of 3%, sorry, I can't erase this. There we go. So instead of 3, I write 36, and that would give me the same answer. So 36 over 1, remember the same thing, times by 100 over 3. I cross cancel, divide both sides by 3, so that's 1. That becomes 12. And I end up with 12 times 100 over 1, which is the same as 1,200. Alright, that's all for unitary method. Let me know if you need any help. Best of luck.